Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So I've been leveling a monk lately and I've been doing Cataclysm slash vanilla WoW dungeons through the time running, but when I finally got to level 30, I started to queue for the Cataclysm dungeons and the very first one I got was Throne of Tides. Now before we get into this, I just need to let you know that I'm a bit of a WoW boomer. So when I went into this, I was expecting, the old classic version that they released on Cataclysm, and boy was I wrong. First off, I just want to say, have you actually been to the entrance for Throne of Tides? It's kind of fun. You do a little sinky little loop de loop, and then you fall down like 2 Eiffel Tower worths of height before hitting the water. Totally wouldn't work in real life. Anyways, so most of the changes, the ones you'll see right off the bat, are updated models for some of the ads in here. First is this Nazjar Ravager and her doggos. These new little hush puppies pretty much replaced all the murlocs that they had in this dungeon, except for these. Most of the bosses had the same model since forever, except for Commander Ulthot. I mean, look at this guy. He's like an absolute monster now, literally. 10 of 10. But even though some bosses didn't get an upgrade in appearance, the fights, however, have been changed a lot. I mean, look at how much more intense this fight is. Looking back at it in the editing, it may have just been the same fight as it's always been. Nothing new. I'm just a big dum-dum. Anyways, the Faceless Watchers have an upgraded model.
Stop! You violated the law!
Tainted Sentries got a color change, including their little babies here. Now, before we get into the last boss, a few more things. One thing that they threw away was the teleporters, and now you have to run through this, like, stun room gauntlet or whatever. I really don't get the point, but it looks nice. Also, they shrunk Neptune here and made him so small. Here's the final boss fight. Well, the new final boss fight. Ink of Ozmat. They dumbed down the most difficult fight in this whole dungeon, if you don't include the glitch that Squidward had for a while. Now it's just a simple boss with ads, which I guess is fine. Overall, I kind of like this new version, but there was one thing I didn't like, and if you ask me, it's their biggest crime. They got rid of the jellyfish elevator. They did away with it, and now you just slide up, and then you slide down, up and down. That's all you do now. All the good old days of people not knowing that you had to jump to actually get onto the jellyfish, they're all gone now.
You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Am I wrong?
My favorite
She
movie.
wore a crown and she came down in a bubble,
I'm
dog!
not fighting with you.
Grow
I'm not
up,
fighting
bro!
with you.
Grow up!
This one absolutely threw me off. Not only are there model changes, but the fights overall are different. The most annoying thing? The wing buff. That kept throwing us off. We must have died so many times here, and it really wasn't because we were bad, but it was just because we had no idea that all this had changed. Overall, it was a great experience to relearn these 10-plus-year-old dungeons again. The only bad thing I have to say about this is the flying drakes. They cut the time in half, and that was like half the fun of this dungeon. Why would you do this? Why? Anyways, that's just my personal opinion. But I did check the other Cataclysm dungeons, and there were no changes as far as I could see. Although I did get a chance to run Halls of Origination again, and I forgot how beautiful this dungeon is. I also didn't check the Heroic dungeons, just because I don't think they warrant any new changes. They're kind of standalone and independent on their own, so, I don't think there was anything to find there. Nothing new, at least. Anyways, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye!